Okay, a little later than I originally intended to do this, but I don't have anything going on tomorrow either, so I can stay up late and do this. So yeah. So for those who do not know, there's been a lot of drama around the D&D community for the last month or so, revolve around the OGL, which is the thing that makes it possible to make a living off making third-party content for D&D within a certain limit. I don't know all the details. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not pretending to be one. But basically, Wizard tried to change that. The community collectively said, fuck you, no, to the point that Wizards actually had to backtrack. Now, first off, I want to point out how big a deal that is. The community said, fuck no, in such a resounding way that they made a massive corporate entity rethink their decision making. That doesn't happen very often. It just doesn't. But I also want to use this opportunity to make a point. And before I say this, I want to make it clear. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm not trying to tell you how to feel or what to think or whatever. But there's something I want you to understand. Blind loyalty, especially brand loyalty, is not good for anybody. There were enough people, and I think this is the biggest thing. You can't let companies get a big head. You can't let companies start to think there's no viable competition, because when you do that, suddenly the product starts to decline and they think they can put out bullshit, whatever they want, and there's no consequences. Wizards thought that, and that's why this has happened. In my mind, at least. I could be completely wrong, and it's Hasbro, or it's this, it's that. Blame whoever you want, but somebody somewhere thought they could do this and get away with it because they're the only game in town, essentially. They're not, but viable competition arguments can be made. Pathfinder, I would argue, is fairly viable competition. But whatever. It's the same way with WWE. They had no viable competition, and look what happened to the product. Yeah. So I'm saying this in general. No matter what you like, be it D&D, wrestling, 40K, whatever. Don't be so loyal to that that you are blinded to what it is. Don't be so loyal to that thing that you won't back off from the company if the company proves to be not worth your time. Don't be blind. And never trust corporate. Don't trust those people as far as you can from. It will never end well. The second money is involved, assume every person is a bad person. That's my rule anyway. Money makes people do things that they would not otherwise do. To be honest, the day the human race evolves away from the concept is the day the human race truly becomes a good thing. And we never will, but hey. Anyway, I'm not going to transition this away from being purely negative because I don't like to make videos like this that are negative, and I feel like I'm doing it a lot lately. So my plan going forward is I'm going to run one more D&D campaign. And sort of finish off what I've been doing with D&D for a while. And sort of give my time with D&D closure in a way. And then I'm going to move into running Pathfinder, 2nd edition. Possibly 1st edition, we'll see. But Pathfinder is my plan. Start D&D edition, and I'm going to slowly work my way out in terms of running other games. But I want to start with something that's fairly close to D&D, so I don't dive into the deep end of the pool before I can swim. You know what I mean? So that is my plan going forward. I suggest everybody do that. Whether you're still going to play D&D or not, diversify, people. Play Pathfinder, play Dresden Files. Whatever interests you. Find another one that interests you and try it. We need to show, more than anything, we need to show Wizards and Hasbro they are not the only game in town and they can't do whatever the fuck they want. And it goes the same for any company. You have to make sure they understand they are not the only game in town and that they can't do whatever they want to keep them honest. That's how you keep companies honest. You make sure they understand they are never the only game in town. That's why monopolies aren't a good thing for anybody. Anyway, I'm done. Ta-ta.